What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Commit Corner. I'm your host, Alex Caramanos with The Circuit. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, recent Syracuse commit, Elijah Moore. Elijah, appreciate you joining us today, man.
For sure, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. So, before we get into, the commitment, talking about your commitment to Syracuse, just talk about your current season at Cardinal Hayes a little bit. Over the last 5 games, you're averaging close to 30 points per game, having a really successful senior year. Just talk about junior year. I'm sorry. Just talk about, this season so far and how it's been going for you and your teammates.
This early in the season we started off slow, trying to put pieces together. We have a couple of freshmen on the team, have two transfers that are really good juniors, Adam, Steven Solano. So, at the beginning it was kind of hard for us to put the pieces together and work together. But now we're starting to be on the same page and click. So now everything's coming together and now we're on a little win streak.
Yeah, for sure, man. So you've taken your game to, a new level this year. Like I just said, over the last 5 games, averaging close to 30 points per game, averaging over 5 rebounds. You're passing the ball really well. You're averaging, I think, close to 5 assists per game. Let's talk about the work you put into your game and, how that has helped you succeed this season.
I mean, for me, it's all about just working hard and going day in, day out, focusing on, my weaknesses and remembering my strengths, and then also just being confident in myself and my ability to play basketball and know that the hard work will show. So now, the early morning workouts, running a lot, staying in good shape, lifting, all that stuff, and, recovery, putting it all together is kind of helping my game for sure.
Absolutely, man. So, let's get into the commitment a little bit. You committed 2 or 3 weeks ago already now. First question I have for you, just why Syracuse?
I tell people everything like the same thing, it felt like home when I got there. I've been there 3 times. I went for a elite camp. I went on a official visit, and then I went over there just to watch them play North Carolina not too long ago. And just being there, the environment is amazing. The people, the energy of the school, it's great. Everyone's positive. Like if you're negative, it's almost like weird being there. And then the coaching staff, everyone's really cool. I'm really cool. All the coaches, even the players that are there now, those are all my guys. So it just felt like a good place to be, and I feel like I could see myself playing there for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Talk about your relationship with Coach Boeheim and that Syracuse staff. What was it like talking to them throughout your recruitment process, and what did you guys talk about? I'm sure you guys just didn't talk about basketball all the time, but just talk about your relationship with those guys.
Jim Boeheim is a legend, and so this is my first time sitting in the office of my dad was like amazed, and it was just like a moment like to look back and be like pat myself in the back for like all the hard work, so I could sit there and be able to talk to him. And then talking to him, he's a really just humble, good person. He knows a lot about the game, so sitting there and breaking down some of my own film, breaking down some of the Syracuse's film, it was definitely a good time. And over my recruitment, I built a good relationship with him, along with all the coaches, with Coach Griff, Coach Red, Coach Gary, all of those guys. Just definitely showed a lot of love and made my recruitment easy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you said you're cool with a lot of guys on the team this year. Are there any former or, like I said, current Syracuse players that that you feel like that you play like, or you try to resemble your game after maybe a little bit?
In terms of the pass, I try to like take some of the big guard and scoring positions for Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I get into mid-range shots in remembrance of how he played and some shots that he got to when he was in Syracuse, and then along as when he was a pro. And I take some of that, but I like to say that I have my own game and I take pieces from everyone and try to make it my own.
Yeah.
But in terms of current, the guys that they have now are really really good guys, and they started off slow as well, but they picking it up and they're making their little runs. But I just put pieces together from other people's game, make it my own.
For sure, man. For sure. When you get to Syracuse for your freshman year, you have this whole grassroots season still, and then you have your senior year. When you get there for your freshman season, how do you see yourself fitting in, to Syracuse's system? Obviously, they run their famous 2-3 defense.
Mhm.
Boeheim has been there for, I think it's close to 30 years and he's been the head coach there. He has his system in place. How do you see yourself fitting into, Coach Boeheim's system and their style of play?
They run a lot of stuff for their shooters, which is why, you know, I felt like me being there would be a good place for me. They play inside out basketball where sometimes if the big gets a rebound, they're still looking to kick it back out to their shooters. And they have a amazing shooter now there, Joe Girard. And with his ability to shoot, he's still doing very, very well for what he can do. And I feel like, when I go there, I'll be able to do the same and, um, hold my own in terms of being a part of the offense.
For sure, man. Next question. If there's one game, that you're looking forward to when you get there for your freshman season at Syracuse, what game would that be?
Us versus North Carolina.
Versus North
I would
Carolina?
say, yeah, for sure. Because, just growing up with Ian, getting better together, being on the same team from AAU to high school, and all the work that we put in together that some people have seen, some people haven't. Being able to be on that next level stage and play against them, that would be a game that I would definitely be excited for.
For sure, man. All right, two more questions for you. What is your all-time Syracuse starting five? And you can include yourself if you want to, because we did a podcast with Ian. He did his North Carolina starting five. He included himself.
Thanks. I would say, wow. I would say Coach Gary. I would say myself. I would say Melo.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of great players.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. That's kind of hard for me in terms of the last two, like for the 4 and 5. I watched Syracuse, coming up as a kid and knowing all the players, not all the players, but knowing a lot of the players that have played and knowing people that are there. It's kind of hard for me to say, but I know that Syracuse has a lot of great players in its past.
Yeah, they got some dudes over there for sure.
Yeah, they have some really good ones.
For sure, man. All right, last question for you, man. Talk to the Syracuse fans a little bit. What are they getting in Elijah Moore as a player, but also what are they getting in Elijah Moore as a regular student, a regular kid off the court?
For me, it's like sometimes people don't appreciate the fact about just being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
There's people in this basketball world that are really good and are really talented, but they're just not good people at heart, and they're kind of I don't know the word to use, but they're overly confident and kind of selfish and don't really care about the people around them. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I want to bring to Syracuse in terms of the winning and bringing that culture back is making sure that everyone's happy with what team that they have. Mm-hmm. When I get there, I'm gonna hit a lot of shots. I'm gonna score. I'm gonna make my teammates better. I'm gonna make myself better. I'm never gonna put anyone in a bad position. They get in trouble. I'm gonna be the best leader that I can from whatever I'm allowed to be. And then just in terms of on the court as well, it's I work hard now, and so now when I get up there and I have certain access to certain resources, it'll just be I'll keep my game to a whole other level. So people won't really have to worry about my work ethic or anything like that. They'll know that I'm working, and then they'll see it when they come to watch.
Absolutely, man. Elijah, can't thank you enough for joining us on another episode of Commit Corner, man. We're looking forward to tracking you the rest of your high school season and this grassroots season. And we're looking forward to watching you in your freshman season at Syracuse when that time comes.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, appreciate you, man.